Wow. This is going to be different tonight, guys. Got a lot to talk about, and I'm live on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different, soon to be 7, 5 different channels right now. See if I can't get, there we go. Got the first person up here watching. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, and TikTok right now. This is what I talked about this the last couple of weeks. Leslie found this out. How you doing, Bob? I heard a lot of good things about you today. Me and Jeff were talking. We talked about doing this, you know, with all this. Leslie found this, and it's pretty clear, so it's going to be pretty. And we got everything flipped, right? So you can see everything. Like if I hold a bottle up to you, you're gonna be able to read it a lot better now. I'm not going to talk too much about that. I will next week, though. We just got a few things to get to tonight, and then talk about them. I do want to talk. This is, I just got these the other day. This is a prescription of. There we go. See what I got there? That's my prescription of testosterone. I would like to talk about that in the future for the men and women. So that'll be just, what's up, Thomas? That'll be just different things that we're going to talk about on this channel. And there's a reason why. I mean, and I'll talk about it later on, because we have at Short Porch, we have came to the point where we have not all the way, but we're headed down a different road here, and always looking. Jeff and Leslie are always looking for better, and we're not, like I talked to Jeff today, we're not going to stop. We're going to keep. What's going on, guys? I like the way it's clear. This is a tablet. This is a pad that I got when I was down. Leslie got it for me when I was down, and it's an iPad when I was down in Savannah, Georgia. And I think they have one too from Apple. And I think it's better. You know, Facebook got screwed up about 8 months ago, and I don't know why they did that. It used to be on Facebook where you can swap back and forth, and they don't do that anymore. I can see everybody's comments right now. Before, I couldn't see anybody's comments from Facebook. And plus it's so hard. Like if you have an Android or something and you're on, if you have an Apple, you know, for some reason, they don't let you go back and forth or look at each other. Because he couldn't see me, and a lot of times I couldn't see, and that was across the board. That just wasn't us. So yeah, definitely. So what I'm doing is I want to get on as many feeds as I can up to what this platform will actually let us. I'll talk. I don't know about tonight, Bob, but I'll talk more about how beneficial testosterone is for us older men, and definitely for the women out there too. And the one thing I am going to do is I'm going to talk more, add more discussions about women. And what would better, especially at a senior level, going through menopause, I think what testosterone does and definitely talk to your doctor and check this out with your doctor. Guys, do not believe anything I'm saying about all this. Actually, what I want you to do is take what I'm saying and then go to your doctor and ask them questions. If you don't like the answers you get, go to another one and talk to them, and then do a ton of research before you go. I call bullshit on a lot of doctors because I've done my research when I walk in there. I've had what I found out was a lot of the younger doctors actually are online with the testosterone replacement therapy, especially with women going through menopause. It kind of takes the edge off. And guys, I have women in my life, you know, that I talk to, and they tell me that's the best thing that they got on, you know, because of the hormone levels, and definitely check hormone levels, men do. One of, you know, the reason your prostate gets enlarged, gentlemen, for one, you're not on Pygium, right? which you should be. Everybody watching this tonight over the age of 40 needs to get on Pygeum and do some. I'm just giving you, what I'm doing here is I'm giving you names of all the stuff you need to do research in. Testosterone replacement therapy across the board. If you have a family history, or if you have a gene, the cancer gene, do not get on any of this stuff, and definitely talk to your doctor about it. Is what I would do. There are some different things out there that might be able to help. You know, if you can't get on it, there are other things. I can talk to you about that later on, though. I think the one of the leading causes for diminishing bat speed is testosterone. I do think that, especially moody, the way older men do get in those moods, I think that's the reason that is high estrogen. I think when your testosterone tanks, your estrogen just stays there. Estrogen doesn't tank just because your testosterone does. So I think you guys out there have higher estrogen than testosterone. That's why you're getting fat around your boobs, you know, call them man boobs, or the dad body as you get older, as they might say. It's a game changer for me. I keep my level anywhere from 800 to 850 is what I keep mine at. I would talk to somebody the other day that his levels, you know, he went from 200 to 400, and I think he should be higher. He needs to talk to his doctor about that. I think every man, mine has been, I've kept mine since the age of 50. Wow, I was 52, I think, when I got on it. I'm 65 now. I take my recommended dose from the doc, but I cut it down a little bit. I don't do guys, if they tell you do it once every 15 days, either get them to change it or go to another doctor. Usually what doctors do is they give you that dose because they don't want to get in trouble, or they want to put you on anything that they think might amplify something later on. So they'll put you on that dose. What happens with testosterone when you do an injectable, you'll take the first hit, and it'll increase in the next 3 days pretty high, and then it'll start going down by the day. I think it's the day 8. As of 8, it goes down to what it was before. So if you're doing once every 15 days, from day 8 to 15, you're going to feel like shit. It's that up and down yo-yo, unless you're taking the cream every day, which I highly recommend. But a lot of insurance companies won't cover the cream. The pellets, insurance companies don't cover the pellets either. But the cream you can get the cream. It's just, they want you to try other things. Definitely, guys, definitely do not take the pill. They have, if it's the one that I'm thinking of, the one that's been around for about a long time, and they started giving it only lasts for about 8 months, and then the side effects, your eyesight gets messed up. You know, you can have blurred vision. So if they do start you, because the insurance might have you start on the pill, testosterone pills, what they're going to call it. There's a name for it. What I would recommend is go in there and tell them you didn't hear this from me. Okay, just tell them you're having eye problems, and then they'll change it for you. Either they'll probably put you on the injection, which I have no problem giving myself an injection in my quad every 7 days. I do mine every 7 days, guys. I even had a doctor that recommended I do it every 4 days. Cut the dose in half, do it with a little insulin pen, and I go on the shoulder, which doesn't hurt, you know. Another thing too, I draw with an 18 and I inject with a 23 gauge. Don't inject with those 18 gauge needles, guys. It's over the years it creates too much scar tissue, and a lot of people don't like sticking a harpoon in their leg or in their butt. So definitely don't do that. Cream is awesome, Bob. I know. The problem that I had with the cream is I was allergic to it. They started me out on the cream. It's amazing because what the cream does is keep you at that elevated state for such a long time. If you're taking the injection, you kind of get a little up and down at the top, depending on how many days you take it. So I'm going to get off that. I like to talk a whole video about that and just talk to everybody about that. But guys, it is a game changer. A lot of people ask me, what is the leading cause for a lot of the guys, you know, a lot of the guys that just quit playing salt bar, quit doing anything. It's testosterone, it's hormone. it's hormones that actually make men don't have that desire anymore, right? For anything, don't have that desire. So I recommend that getting on, I'm trying to push this back, getting on testosterone replacement therapy. Let me go through, I kind of got quite a bit of people coming in early tonight. They're going to chime in later on. I'm going to bring, there's a few things. I'm going to bring Leslie on here with Jeff too. There is a bat giveaway going on with the t-shirt subscribers going on tonight. Later on, I think Leslie's going to, I think yeah, Bob said I'm into whatever you're ready to talk about. Let me know. And that's on the testosterone he was talking about. And I hope I was okay to say that, because I think we have a bat drawing going on tonight. Guys, I'm going to have bat drawings on questions. I'm not going to do the raffle with that membership channel that I have on YouTube. I do have a membership channel. Under all of my videos, they'll say join. You can join it. It's $5 a month. I talk about things that I really would not talk about on this Facebook Live. I talk about things that have happened to me in the last 15 years. You guys be surprised about the stuff that we as Bat Review people have dealt with in the past. I'm not going to give away our names. I'm not going to give away names. I'm not of anything, but I am. I'll do my question, and the one I did about 2 weeks ago, and I forgot to do one this week because I was at the ranch with Cage. Cage came down and he hung out at the ranch with me. We had a lot of stuff to do, because this is the time of year where I'm a guide at the Baker 3 Ranch, so we kind of get things ready for the new group of people to start coming in November, and then getting everything situated, because a lot of things have to be moved around. My son is actually Talbert. He is moving. He's not going to be with the Baker 3 Ranch anymore, but he will be with guiding. He's going to start his own outfitting company, and he's very good at what he does. He knows a lot of people throughout the world. He is in New Zealand right now, and he is hunting in New Zealand on an invite. He's with the Baker 3 Ranch people, and he's up there hunting tahr and red stag and fallow in New Zealand. And I think it's 15 hours. It's 15 hours ahead of time, I think, in New Zealand. But my son has started. He's actually, and you guys see, I'm with him all the time when I'm at the Baker 3. And you guys have. He's been with me. I mean, I've been out there with him. He's one of the guides out there. So he decided to open his own outfitting company, and he is moving to Florida. And he's gonna actually, when he gets back to New Zealand, I actually picked up a lot of his gear. Me and Cage were up there, and I picked up a lot of his stuff. And I'm going to bring him in here. So there'll be mounts in here, because I don't think he's going to take all the stuff that he wants to take to Florida. So he will be moving to Florida as soon as he gets back in another 2 weeks. And what he's going to do is start his own outfitting company. And we were kind of getting things, me and Cage are getting things ready for that up there, that he can just fly in and he'll do his guiding and have his group of people that he does guiding, basically his own outfitter with big animals and game animals and stuff. So definitely, so we are kind of up there helping him. I think he shot a red stag this morning, and I hope you guys aren't offended by that, but we've been hunting in my family for hundreds of years. So it's something that we do. And all the meat that we had tonight, last night, Cage, we had access meat. We had tacos with ground up meat. So all of the meat, most of the meat, 90% of the meat that we actually have in here in the house is a game meat that we've harvested. I think that's a great way to go. There's no additives in it. There's no steroids or stuff like that. So definitely, what I want to get to is our reach is bigger right now, especially tonight, running off 5 platforms. And I knew it was going to get there, guys. I knew this was going to get there, where we're getting big, and a lot of it has to do with the people that we have out there that are representing us. We're only the builders, the people that get things going. You have to have You have to have an army of people that actually. I'm laughing because Jeff called him something different the other day. You got to have all these people that actually out there and talk about the stuff that we're building on how good it is. And I think we have the greatest out there, with people out there that actually help us promote our product. And what better way, because when you have an idea and you build something and this is amazing, this how are we going to get it out there? Well, we have people that actually get it out there for us. And all we have to do is, just give them a little bit and they run with it and they go with it. And I think we have the best in the market. We were talking about this and let you guys know, me and Jeff were talking about this the other day, and we do have, there's nobody out there right now that does basically what we do, that gets up there and has a voice for the majority of the softball players that are in a lot of these tournaments out there. And we have a lot of our main people are not the Major Plus people. We do have people that do play Major Plus, but we have a lot of people that hitting all angles, because that's what we do. When you talk about the movement, our movement is, a lot of you guys are probably new up here too. You talk about the movement, and I'm going to kind of go through this every time I get up here, because I think people will tune in because I'm friend requesting. I'm a lot of the softball players out there. I do get friend requests every day, especially in the last month. For some reason, we've been blowing up, and I know what the reason is, but we get a lot of friend requests. And what I want to do is on the new people, and a lot of you guys have been on with me for a while, you know what the movement is. The movement is, there's no such thing as one bat fits all. We do bats for the AA, the Weekend Warriors, the AAA, the Major Plus. We have hard barrels, we have soft barrels. Bat speed has a lot to do with it. Weight distribution has a lot to do with it. Hand flex has a lot to do with it. Kind of like when you're going to go up and order some golf clubs, basically is what it is. They're not going to fit you in Tiger Woods' golf clubs, right? Because his swing is totally different than yours as a novice, actually hitter, striking a golf club. So what we do is we have that same mindset when it comes to doing bats, softer barrel, harder barrel. With the OG, that's something that actually happened about 8 months ago that took off for those slower bat speed guys, and that is one of the best bats I've ever swung. Actually is the best bat I've ever swung to this date. I will say that, even on the OG that just got released the other day, it's the same performing bat, a little bit more durability. And guys, don't sit there and say, well, I know somebody said a couple of weeks ago, well, if you change the durability, you're changing the performance. Not really. It all depends on what happened to make it crack so easy. Okay. And we didn't mess with any of the other stuff that other bat companies do to make a bat more durable, like adding another layer of paint or going with another, a different type of material on the barrel. We didn't touch none of that. And we got the same performance with a little bit more durability on this Blackout OG. Same performance across the board, same weight distribution. So counterbalance. It's not a balance; it's a counterbalance. A lot of guys. It defies the law of end loads, because I've always, in 15 years I've been doing this, I've always thought that you needed big mass to carry the ball, which that was true on a shitty barrel. But what Jeff has done here and Leslie has done here is they created where you didn't have to have a lot of mass, and you counterbalanced a bat, and you can create tremendous amount of difference. So that's what I get out of it. That's what we get out of it. And when I say I mean, that's what Porch gets out of it, is created something here that goes against the laws of end loads. Basically, you get a little bit better consistency when you have this bat. It's just got it just got to you guys' hands within the last couple of days. So just take it out. We're going to talk about what you need to do to get this bat ready for you later on when Jeff comes on. And I think Leslie's going to come on here in a minute. But what I want to do is, we on Instagram, YouTube. Guys, get on every channel that I'm at. That way you don't miss anything. If you get on YouTube, hit that bell when you get those notifications when I'm putting out videos on YouTube. Another thing too is, I don't know if you guys notice or not, but I have 2 or 3 videos launching every day on YouTube. Those are videos that I actually have kept. They're old videos, but what they are is behind the scenes, where I actually talk to a lot of my guys about different ways of hitting, different ways of weight distribution, why a bat did not hit my top 10. And this is when I was Senior Softball Bat Reviews. What I did was, when I joined Porch a year ago, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But when I joined Porch a year ago, I actually got rid of them. I took them all off there because that was stuff, because I was part of this company, and that's something that I didn't want to put out there, But I do talk about all the bat manufacturers on that behind the scenes, or Raw. I think it's Senior Softball Raw, Senior Softball Bat Reviews Raw. And I did talk about a lot of things on there that's very beneficial to you guys out there that are choosing bats. I have no problem putting it out there when I do work for Porch, because Porch thinks the same way that I do about weight distribution. So not any other bat company out there actually does that. I heard something the other day. The one thing I'm proud of that Jeff never did, because he could have, but the one thing that Jeff never did was a progressive load. Did you guys hear, especially in the last month, the people out there and talking about a progressive load? I'm not a big believer. Jeff's not a big believer in a progressive load, because the way to describe it is, your 25 ounces has a quarter ounce end load. Your 26 has a half ounce end load. Your 27 has a 3/4 ounce end load, and your 28 has a 1 ounce end load. Now that really doesn't work for the 25s. So who wants to pick up what we do believe, like who wants to pick up a 25 ounce with almost a balanced feel, 1/4 ounce end load? That barrel's not going to have as responsive as it would be with the 27. But what if you can't swing a 27? Your 25 is going to be a shit bat. I mean, I'm just telling you the theory. I don't know. There's a couple of people out there that talk about it, and we don't believe in that, because what you should have is the way. There's another bat company that did it too, but Jeff really does it when he does his weight distribution. Is you should have more when you're going up in increments. Let's say from a 25, 26, and 27, you should have, starting off with the 25 being an end load, it should have at least 6/10, 7/10 of an ounce. 6/7 of an ounce. I'm going to add Jeff here. 6/7 of an ounce. Oh, there you are. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good.
So what do you have going on tonight?
So my son Eli, who's 17, he is going to church camp at the end of July, I believe, and I got to go to a mandatory meeting about him going to church camp.
Good for you. Good for you. So that's good.
Yes.
So what do we have? Tell everybody what you're gonna do tonight.
So just our Left Field Lounge t-shirt subscription is doing tremendous. It's great. We have a lot of subscribers, and now we're shipping the June order. We just ordered the July order to ship out. Fabulous things are coming. But what we want to do tonight is, I have the Left Field Lounge orders up right here. I don't know if you can see them. But what I'm going to do on live is I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to scroll it up, and I'm going to stop on somebody, and they're going to win a bat. So what we'll do is give them a call tomorrow. Eric will call them and ask them what size bat and if they're U-Trip or senior. So I don't know if you can. No, we can't see but we'll show it. So, there it is. So what I'm going to do right now.
Yeah, they can pause it. They can pause it if you do it. So that's not a problem.
And we have their phone number, so we'll give them a call.
All right.
So let me get it where it'll focus in on it. Okay. But anyway, here it is. Scroll, and I'm going to stop right there. So Sam Grisham.
Oh no, I
Yep.
know Sam.
It's
Sam's been a
it stopped
follower
right
for
here. See, I just checked him right there, and
yeah.
I was doing it while we were, and I can't see it, so I was doing it while we were. Sam Grisham,
Sam's
we
on
know
tonight.
him.
Sam is on tonight. Sam has been with me for years. He has been
Yes.
with me for
So
years. Yeah, good guy.
he will get what, a senior softball bat review? No, because we haven't shipped that shirt to everybody yet. Jeff wants to show the shirt, but it's a surprise. We'll show it next month. The
Okay.
one, but we can show the one we did last month because we haven't sold them. They're in that tub right there.
Okay.
But Sam, you'll get a free bat, and we'll do this periodically.
Okay.
So you never know what month that you'll get a free bat, and we're always giving batting gloves or a free shirt out at random. So, and what I'll usually do is write on the packing list. Please
Yeah.
call for free. You've gotten a free batting glove, so please call for your size.
Yeah. Sweet. That's
But
awesome.
here's last month. So last month was a little hoodie, a short sleeve hoodie. So it was this one. This was last month's shirt subscription, and it has the little SP in the hood.
Yes.
And on the back of it, it said "Get juiced."
Sweet. I think Tammy was wearing hers yesterday when we were hitting.
Yeah.
She
So,
was.
like I said, we're shipping out June's right now, and we just ordered July's. So, what I'm going to do is hand you over to Jeff, and I'm going to get out of here to go to my meeting.
Thanks, Leslie.
Bye. You're welcome. Thank you guys for subscribing. And right now, if you want to subscribe to our Left Field Lounge, there's still time to get into our June orders, and we'll sign you up for July.
Sweet. Thanks, Leslie.
You're welcome.
Sam said hot dog.
We'll get with you tomorrow, Sam.
Yeah, Sam is he's a short porch guy, right?
Yeah, he's a short porch guy. He swings he's very interested in short porch. He had a blackout. He got one of the OG blackouts from the beginning, and he was talking to me about that. He loves that bat. But yeah, he's been with me for, I bet, up close to when I started. I think he was coming in with me and would talk to me every once in a while, just picking my brain. But he's one of the good guys. He's out there. I mean, which most of them are. But yeah, he asks a lot of questions. He wants to learn. He wants to learn about different things that are coming out. But yeah, definitely Sam's that guy. He's a good guy. Happy for him, happy for him. And that's awesome that you guys are having these. I didn't even know about it till today, that you guys were having that tonight. But yeah, that's
well, that's because she just decided 30 minutes before you went on the podcast. So you she's being spontaneous.
That's not bad though. That's a good thing.
No, that's good. Yeah, it's real good.
All right. I never got to this. 1 year today. What happened 1 year today? Anniversary. My 1 year being.
1 year anniversary for Dave from when he accepted the offer to come to board for Short Porch, which was an exciting time for Leslie and I. And to be honest, it was an exciting time for Christian and Erica and all of us here at Short Porch Cage and Trey Roberts. Right?
Yeah, they were real excited when this happened. Yeah. At first, they didn't know what was going to happen. They kept asking me questions, and I said, "Hey, don't, that I was going to bring them because they'd been with me for such a long time that I was going to bring them along with me." And even when Senior Softball Bat Reviews took the criticism back in the day, they were still with me. They were there every morning. I remember Trey. Clem too, but Trey was there every morning at 5 till 8. And then he would hit with us, and he wouldn't say much. We talked about this yesterday with Cage when we were eating breakfast, and he wouldn't say much, but he would, now I can't get him to shut up. But he's one of those loyalists, and Clem too, where, they would have your back anywhere. And what I liked about them whenever they came along was their personality. and
Yeah.
that's one thing that we like is those guys with that personality. They'll say those little sayings, or they'll say things, and they're involved. Even when they were in Vegas last year, first time we ever did that, but they were in Vegas last year, and they talk to everybody, and love talking.
sure.
They call Clem the mayor for a reason, because he goes around and he talks to everybody, hugging kids, stuff,
Politician.
yeah,
Yeah.
politicking, kissing babies and stuff like that. I mean, that's and then constantly social media with both those guys. You're reaching out, wishing guys happy birthday, and just that's them. That's something that I don't get too much into, but those are those guys that actually that do that. I mean, for us, anybody that I'll go through the story. Anybody that doesn't know the story, I was with Senior Softball Bat Reviews for 15 years, and I was at the end. It had ran its course like any company or any kind of thing that you love doing. It had ran its course, and I had to find something to do. And all this happened off of a rumor that happened in the Smokies, and that's got what the same Smokies you were at last week,
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, and it would happen with a rumor. Who was Short Porch going to go after? And somebody mentioned my name, and then this guy had called me and say, "I heard, are you going to work for Short Porch?" And I said, "No, I haven't heard anything about that." And then I think we were going on just like tonight. We were going on that night, a year ago today. And we
we
just
were
do a podcast. That's it. Talk about the new product that Short Porch was coming out with, and all of a sudden I called you up to just talk about bullet points, basically, on what we're going to talk about, and then we're going to get off. And I go, hey, I got a question for you. I said, the rumor has it in the Smokies that I'm working for you guys, that I'm going to work for you, and you're like, oh no, I would never do that. I'd never. I wouldn't, ask you to do that. Yeah. And nobody around here, that's something new to us. And we were on the phone. Remember, we were on the phone, and I said,
we were about to go on. We had like 5 minutes or less.
5 minutes to go on, and then he goes,
5 minutes.
And I go, well, hey, okay, I just wanted to make sure, that the rumor, and about the rumor and who would actually say that. Like, did you have anybody at the Smokies? And you're like, no, I didn't have nobody at the Smokies. And then I stopped, and you go, but what if the rumor was true? And I go, and here's what got you, right? It got me, is I didn't say anything. I was like, and you go, oh, okay, we need to talk. You're like, we need to talk. Like you told me, we need to talk. After tonight, you need to call me. So I said I would entertain an offer. And you go, amazing. Let's talk later on. And we went through an hour and a half podcast. You never would have known.
Never would have known. Yeah.
You had that conversation. And then I go upstairs and I'm talking to Tammy, and then I don't call you for like 45 minutes after we got on. And then you text me, go, you got to call me or not? And I'm like, oh, okay, I got to call him. So I called you up, and I think I accepted the next morning. Is that how you were on your way to? Oh, I said it. Maybe I accepted that night.
No, I said we talked for a long time. I said, call us. We're going to Tampa or somewhere down in Florida. And I said, it's like a 6-hour ride. Call me. And then your ass didn't call me. I had to like text you. You were at the pool. You called me though. You called me right when I text you.
Yeah, you said, hey, we got an hour left in a 5-hour drive. And I called you up, and I think that's when it happened.
Yeah, that's when it all went down.
One of the best decisions that I ever made in my career, in anything. And I've owned 7 different companies. I mean, I've owned t-shirt companies, a few freight companies with grass, 24/7 grass. I hauled cable for AT&T for 12 years. Central South Texas distributor for AT&T, and I was more excited when that happened, because I already knew what direction you were going. I already knew that you had the technology. I already knew that you had the material that was made here, and I was like, shit, yes, I cannot wait to get started.
I'll tell you, I just do want to clarify, and I always do, that before that, we weren't real tight. We weren't
No.
even on great terms. We hadn't talked. It just only came up because of the podcast. Dave and Short Porch was on the outs a little bit, and nothing to do with me. I didn't do it, but the rumor was completely false, and we hadn't talked in a long time before that.
Yes.
So that's what makes it great, because
Well, what
it
made
ain't
it
like
great
we were
was
buddies.
the last conversation that I had with you before that one, but
Wasn't
we would
good.
do podcasts. We would do podcasting, but there was no friendship, right?
No,
But
we
then
weren't
again,
friends. Yeah,
because I wanted to bring all the bat manufacturers on my podcast.
yeah.
So I think our only conversation before that was about 6 months before that, or 5 months before that. We got in an argument. Like we didn't get in an argument. I called you up one night and was yelling at you on the phone. But we kind of got away from that, and I, and it that's whenever the balance came out, right? And I did the review on the balance, and we didn't talk, and I put it at number 1 on the balance side, and that's the balance bat that's still made with Kevlar now to this day. That one piece wig popper, the baby blue, basically is what it
that's
was.
so popular.
But yeah, and then I think there was and I hate to say this, but there were a couple of bats that were put on hold because of what somebody said. And I put those on hold, and I put some other bats in front of it, like 5 in front of it. And I kind of, and I love those bats. That's the sad part about it. I really did like those bats.
One of those bats were really good, Dave. Really good.
Yeah, it was really good. And,
it was really good.
I don't even think I did the review on the bat.
Hell no. I don't even know if you hit it. You probably threw it down and stepped on it.
No, it was Trey's Gamer, as a matter of fact. Trey loved that.
It was Trey's Gamer. The bat was so good, but Dave wasn't talking about it.
And Trey had put down that wig popper, the OG, the red one, and he went with that bat. But hey, it got us where we're at today. I will say
it's all a funny story, guys, but I just always want to reiterate that we weren't. It ain't like we were real, this tight. We talked all the time, and we just hired a friend of ours. Of course, we're that tight now. I will say, everybody, we are that tight now, but that's not how it went down. We had talked in the past, and we did have similar visions, though. The similar vision got us to where we are.
Definitely. And actually, guys, I was more. There are two other bat manufacturers out there that I was tighter with, and that I would talk to than Jeff. I knew Jeff had good product, and that's one of the reasons why that I came aboard, because of the vision that you guys have. And I already knew it. I could be mad at you, and it doesn't matter. I'm still going to not screw you. I'm not going to put out a bad review because I'm mad at you, or I'm mad at somebody that works for you.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens. So I'm not going to lie. That's not me. My integrity means
no. You didn't do it. I'm just saying it happens.
No. I agree. Yeah, and I put out the after all that, the review on the wig popper, the balance.
Yeah, and we were reflecting a little bit today on the 1 year of Dave with us, and how much has happened in the 1 year. And we brought you on and had to, we wanted to get a signature bat in Vegas, and I didn't even know if I could get it out and make a really cool bat from scratch and get it out that quick. And we did, and showed up in Vegas with the stuck bat. and it sold out immediately, and people love that bat to this day.
To this
day. And that was the first there of Dave's signature line. But man, just a lot of cool shit. And then the DDT happened. All the stuff that happened in the last 12 months is, we could just go on and on. We'd probably be up here all night,
Well,
all
leaps and bounds. It happened really fast, that everything has happened. Yeah. And then the stuff that's coming in Vegas, like we're not going to talk about that tonight, guys, about the stuff that's happening that is going to be
Yeah,
in
not
Vegas,
quite
but
yet.
that's not. We're not going to get there till we get closer to Vegas. But guys, y'all ain't ready for the stuff that is coming out in the next 4 months when it comes into Vegas, and a lot of that stuff will be dropped in Vegas. The one thing I do want to talk about too is we talked about this earlier, and I knew we were going to get like this because if you remember, we were trying to find, and I try to explain this to a lot of people, is the way Short Porch works is they're pushing the envelope on different areas, and when they find something, they hone it, they tune it, they make it, they make it where it's one is more better, a little bit more better than the other one that comes out. And I said, why are you guys having so many bat launches? Because we're inventing different ways of building bats. So when you do that, you're excited about it. You want to get it to the market. So you'll run a bat, 500 or 1,000 at a time, and they'll sell out, right?
Absolutely.
And then you found out something why you developed that bat that can make that bat better, right? So then you go in that direction. The OG Blackout at the beginning was one of those bats. You got there.
Absolutely.
You got there, but there was something, hottest bat ever made, in my opinion. The hottest bat ever made for the lower bat speed guys. But what Jeff wanted to do was Jeff wanted to give it a little bit more durability. Not 1,000 swings, not 800 swings for you power hitters, but he wanted to actually get to that threshold of 400 to 500 swings, right? And I'm happy. We talked about this, Jeff, remember? And we said, we're happy with that. If you can get a top tier bat, number one performing bat, and you can get it in that 400 to 500 swings, I think a lot of people out there will be happy. And that's what happened.
Absolutely.
That's what you did. And a lot of, like I talked about earlier, a lot of people think because you change durability that you change your performance. That is not necessarily true.
Didn't happen. Didn't happen. Bat hits exactly the same. You can't tell the difference if you pick them apart other than, the paint job or the end cast. But this bat right here is still the best bat I've ever swung. It's the best bat most of us ever swung in all our years of playing softball as far as performance.
Definitely. Hey, Bob Downs, congratulations to you. I think Bob Downs started last year around the same time I did. Bob Downs is the guy. We talked about him today. I said it earlier. We talked about Bob today on what a great job that he's doing right now.
Yeah,
social
absolutely.
Media and bat sales.
Bob and Rachel had, and I didn't get to see it. I had to travel the weekend. But I was trying to peek in on it. They had a hit track Short Porch tournament. I've seen some pictures of it, a little bit of the lives. It was a great job, Bob. Rachel, thank you guys for promoting Short Porch and all that you do. Bob is he's bigger than an ambassador ever should be for our brand, and we can't thank him enough.
Yeah. Good. He's in on it. He's in on everything. He's in on social media.
He is Short Porch through and through. He knows all our bats. He brings the West Coast to the East Coast. I remember before we hired you, Dave, my number one concern, my only concern in senior softball was how we didn't match the West Coast with our East Coast selves. It wasn't close. And now it's 50-50. And when we hired you, that changed a lot of that. You brought the West Coast to us. As big as we were on this side of the country, we weren't that big on the West Coast. But I could not believe how much of California, Arizona, Utah that you brought to us immediately by bringing attention to our brand. Bob and Rachel did more of that. You went straight after Rachel and to bring California to us after our first few conversations. Yeah. And what a great job we've done now. We do just as much on the West Coast as we do the East Coast right now. And man, that says a lot in 1 year, So.
That's amazing. And what we like to do is get, and when you can get them, we'll fill in the gaps later, but when you can get those guys on each side swinging our product, and we do have, we just like we talked about the blackout the other day. We just need to get it in everybody's hands. The rest will talk for itself. Everybody out there talking shit, just don't talk back to them. Just swing the bat. That's all you have to
Yeah,
do.
that bad as it goes into these tournaments over the next 3 and 4 tournaments, it will, our sales will go crazy. They will go
Yes.
out. They are already crazy. We sold out in most of the sizes. The bats will go crazy. It is that good. Every player who swings it will tell their teammates about it, and that's what's going to happen. And we know this to be factual. This isn't our opinion. We know this, and we know this from everybody who's hit it already, because this is what everybody says. Do you know of anybody? Everybody I've talked to says it's the best bat. So
I brought out some 70s yesterday, and they picked it up. The OG that just got released. I had a 26 ounce, and that you gave me when I was up there in Georgia, and I
yeah,
brought it back, and they're hitting it, and he's like, we got Billy Husta, 70, 71, and he plays AAA down here, and he said best bat I've ever swung. That is the best bat I've
yeah,
ever swung. It was
yeah.
Billy,
You
and
you know you know
yeah,
it. You
and he's
know
a
it when you hear it.
70-year-old guy. He's a
Yeah,
70-year-old guy,
and
and so
I say all that minus Brandon Murray, because maybe Brandon likes the DDT better than the OG because he's a Goliath, but he is different. So
yeah.
and talking about Brandon, how about Brandon on the Derby tour in the stadium? I heard he was hitting tape measure shots out the stadium. I don't know what you heard. I seen some of the video, but I don't think it does it justice.
Well,
From
one thing I will say is Clem talks very highly. I talked to him yesterday.
Yeah,
He is a Brandon Murray fan, and he said that
everyone is.
when he was
Yeah,
swinging at DDT there, that he was hitting them a mile. They were just going
yeah,
a long way, and not only from Clem, but a lot of people messaged me, and we're talking about him hitting the ball. But he's a
yeah,
steward. I mean, he puts in the work. He puts in the nutrition part, because he was with us in Vegas last year. He does eat very good, especially when he's playing tournaments. And he's a guy that will talk to anybody. Well,
oh
anybody.
yeah,
And very seldom do you get that in a guy like him that is out there. But he'll talk to anybody that wants to talk about any kind of swing, any kind of bat. So he's out there doing it. Plus, he puts up a lot of good videos about him working out. What to do, what
he,
not to do. So yeah,
he don't
definitely.
miss a gym day. He
No,
does not miss
he
a
does
gym day.
not. And at that age, you cannot. You got to keep going and grinding till the end. You got to keep doing that. But Def Bob said he hit some out of this over the second wall. The wind was playing hell on those guys, but not him. I mean,
Yeah,
he was flat out mashing it that day. And what better representative for short course than him?
another great ambassador, and oh shit, man. He's such a good friend. I couldn't imagine him not being a part of this. So he's a great baseball guy. I know he's rooting for LSU tonight, and we're all pulling for the Tigers, for the Bayou Bengals, for Brandon. But he is he's an ambassador. He's a stud, most powerful guy in senior softball that I've ever seen. If somebody's out there more powerful than him, I don't know. They may be. I've never seen one.
Yeah.
And a competitor, man. I tell you, playing with that guy, hates to lose, Dave. Hates it. I mean, hates it. It's scary when you lose a game and Brandon's on your team. I get scared, man.
Here's the
Holy
deal.
yeah,
I'll tell this story again with Brandon Murray. We're in Vegas last year, so him and Ron Yeager want to go out and hit. So I said, "Well, I'll go out and videotape. Young guy's going to go hit."
yeah,
And then Clem was pitching to him. Well, Brandon gets locked in. Like I told this
yeah,
story before. So they're hitting on a field. Nobody's at it. So Brandon gets in the box and he's locked in. He's taking his time and he's doing all this stuff. And then Clem throws him a pitch and he doesn't take it. So Clem asks him a question. Brandon doesn't even hear Clem asking him a question. And
mm,
and he's like locked in. He's getting down there like he's just zoned. And Clem throws another one and Brandon hits it. And then Clem goes, "Is that okay?" And Brandon goes, like he's shaking his head, go, "What? Like what?" And I go, and I'm telling Clem, He's getting locked in. Let him get locked in. Don't talk to him. Don't look at his eye. So now whenever I see Brandon, he's getting locked in, I don't even look at him in the face. I just turn away because he's so intense. He's so intense when he's out there.
He's intense. He's always a teddy bear, but when he gets on the softball field, and let me tell you, the intensity, the competitiveness, man, it's crazy. He makes everyone around him want to play harder. Hell, he made me want to play harder, and that's doing something right there, you know. And it says something when you inspire people around you. And there's players in the NBA, WNBA, the NFL, and all the best people inspire the players around them, make them better. You know, because it's not good enough just to be good. If you want to be one of the best, you have to make the people around you better, right?
You got to have somebody on your team that is him. You got to have.
Yeah.
Everybody should have a Brandon Murray on their team. That's a motivator. Or if you're doing bad, at least tell you, hey, get up. I need you. I need you here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely need one of those guys on every team out there. Definitely.
Yeah, that's something. The intensity. I've seen it there in a few of them guys. I see it. I seen it in Ron Yeager. Also. Who was going out there and fighting the fight. And that's not my normal team, so it was cool to see how they kind of clicked. And them guys, they take that shit serious, man. They were out there to win.
They're that top 1%, Jeff.
They were out there to win. And they, on the 300-foot field, like most top tier teams, that the home runs are a struggle. ISSA 6 home run major plus, which makes no sense to me. Handicaps the hell out of a team like that.
Yeah.
So that's the struggle. The struggle of you can't put it in the air because it's going to go out. Now, should you be able to base it or whatever? And that was Brandon's point. I know Alan and them, the Short Porch 40 team, have a lot of that same problem. They lose games by hitting a lot of home runs when they shouldn't. We like it because it shows off the bat. Don't get me wrong, but
Leslie likes it.
Yeah, Leslie likes it. Yeah, she don't mind it. She's like, hit them damn home runs. They can't keep it in the park. Look, they're check swinging. That's the fact. But Alan and them have struggled with that this year. Especially with the Kevlar change, the Kevlar, even more so. Them gappers were home runs this year.
Yeah.
And but you want to swing the best bat. You got to learn to hit with the best bat. Nobody's ever put down a bat because it's too high performing. That's
never.
Not the. Yeah, never. So you got to hit it on the ground.
Yeah, the problem is they think they can change that swing and hit it through the infield or hit it through an infielder between his legs or whatever, where he's not going to be able to react to it. But the problem is you hit it down, you cut it quite a bit, and it'll start rising on it. Start getting that rise on it. And that's what a lot of guys out there with top performing bats make that mistake. Yeah. So definitely that's the OG right there. That happened to me with the OG quite a bit. So definitely
if you backspin it with OG, it's gone, dude. It's gone. I don't care. You're gonna have to be 5 foot or under, 4'9".
There's a saying out there, and I think you agree with me on this one, and I keep hearing it. It's not the arrow, it's the Indian. Now I do not believe that, because if you got 2 Indians that are the same, then it turns into the arrow, right? So it is the fucking arrow. It's not the Indian. A lot of people don't. When I hear that, I start to go like, "You got to be kidding me." It's not the arrow, it's the Indian. But if you have 2 people that, when you get into those where two teams, and we talked about this the other day, when 2 teams are evenly matched, I would take the team that was swinging the OG blackouts is what I would do. Right. So definitely it's the arrow. It's not the Indian.
I have an analogy, and always bring up golf, and we have some cool golf shit coming with our golf company, but that's not what I'm going to talk about right now. I'll tell anybody right now, and I know probably not too many people's ever mentioned this. if Tiger Woods would not have had to hit with Nike golf clubs that were trashed, he would have won 3 more majors. And he's already the best damn golfer in history. He won tournaments with inferior clubs. Those clubs were not top tier. That's how good Tiger Woods was. And I think you didn't hear people talking about that. He was that good because Nike, any big time golfer would tell you those clubs were far inferior to other brands that were out there. The other guys on the tour was hitting. And that guy was just that, he was that good. So yeah, you need top tier equipment, you know. So, but Nike paid him so much it didn't matter. He could lose those majors, you know. So
yeah, I agree 100% on that. I've seen that happen with guys getting paid to actually jump. I'm not gonna say his name, but guys back in the day that got paid to jump on with a softball bat that Nike made back in the day, and he was trying to push that bat, but that bat, I swung that bat, that Nike bat, guys, the aluminum bat back in the day. I'm gonna try to say it was 80. It was in the 90, 96, 97, 98 era. And I think Nike came out with that bat, and they were trying to push that bat as being a top tier bat, and that bat was trash. That bat wasn't that good. Nike, and I don't know if the engineers just didn't build it that good, but yeah, I seen that happen with. They try to get these top tier, what they call them, pros now, to try to push that thing, and it just didn't do anything with that. Okay, let's talk about some bats here. We're getting ready for Vegas, so their merch is going to be ordered to this day because we want to be prepared when we do go into Vegas.
We are.
We're going to bring back the Sin City this year. We don't need to talk about what we're doing to that. That's going to be revamped. All of our bats going into Vegas will be pretty new.
Third anniversary wig popper. Of course, everybody anticipates that. Yeah, we do every year. The Sin City will be back. People were already asking about that day. Everybody knows this is what we're going to do, or they assume, you know. And there'll be some surprises in all that. We're working on a bunch of tri-blend t-shirts because it's so hot out there. More bucket hats. You know, just from little things like grips to whatever you need. You know, Todd and Sarah will be running around the fields. We'll be there. And just a lot of cool stuff for Vegas. Speaking of Todd and Sarah, and you may have it on your list to get to it. Panama City this week, right? I'm sure you got it on your list, but I'm just jumping ahead. Panama City, Todd and Sarah set up a bat demo. I will be there. We will be doing it Facebook Live. I forget the name of the field. You have to look on the TPSSA. He's dropped it a bunch of times. We'll be posting it on our site. Todd and Sarah will have tents running around at the tournament all weekend in Panama City. They will have a few OGs. If you're looking for OG, they will have a whole wide range of Spin Tech bat. And a lot of cool merchandise, Phantom Sports merchandise. So look for their tent and the Short Porch tent there. And come out to our bat demo at the field Friday night in Panama City.
Yeah, TPSSA tournament down there. A lot of our guys already left for that are playing in the 70s and the 65s. Even the 60 guys are leaving this week. So I think that starts this week, right?
Yeah, I leave in the morning, so I play Friday. Actually, the demo is on at the complex. I am right on I play 2 games and then the demo's right after.
Saturday, right? The 21st.
No, Friday.
Oh, Friday.
That's Friday. Yeah, that's Friday. So I leave tomorrow and drive down because I play Friday and then the demo's after. Okay. So I won't be worth a shit probably, but I will be there Facebook Live with Short Porch showing everybody as they hit all the different bats. And Todd will have 44 400 mortar balls, 100-degree mortar balls. So you'll get to hit some decent balls there in the heat out there at the demo. It'll be a fun time. And but yeah, I was scared all night I was going to forget that. I know you got everything wrote down, and so anyway.
Yeah, but we will. I want to a couple of things I do want to add in here too. I know we got a lot of
Yeah.
guys watching tonight.
Yeah.
I do want to. We are going to have some balls in Vegas, guys. We were in
Yes.
Vegas last year, and a lot of people coming up to our tent. Do you have any balls? Do you have any of the
Yeah.
mortar balls? We will have some of those balls, and we should be stocked up in the warehouse on balls at the in Vegas. But we will have some there with us if you guys want to pick up some balls there. Not only are we going to have balls, what are we going to have? We're going to have the tax man.
We're
I
gonna
think
have
we're going to
ASA. Yeah, we're gonna have the tax man. We're gonna have the U-Trip bats.
yes.
We're having a new series of U-Trip bats coming out. We're having some Spin Tech U-Trip, some DDT, all our new tech, and our U-Trip line is coming out soon. The Spin Tech is coming soon. The DDT is right behind that on the U-Trip side. That's super exciting stuff. People know how good this tech is and how good it's been with our senior side. So we're bringing it into U-Trip, and we're super excited about that. But everybody kept asking us for U-Trip bats while we were there, and
Yeah, the
I'm
40 year
sure
olds
they'll
came.
ask us about the ASA bats too, right?
Yes, the 40-year-olds came in. Remember, and they
Yeah.
didn't want to look at. They wanted U-Trip. They wanted to look at
Mhm.
a lot of U-Trip. We didn't have any, so we will have
Well,
U-Trip there with us
and
this year.
when I got there initially, when we dropped the trailer, they were having league there, and everybody kept running up asking us. And I actually pulled a milkshake out for somebody while we were dropping the trailer and sold it to them. So that was crazy. I mean, we didn't even get the trailer dropped, and I'm looking for a milkshake because I only took like 5 of them, and they
Yeah.
didn't last a day. Remember? So,
Yeah.
so yeah, we'll have those. Tons of hats. We
Oh yeah.
took like 100 hats last year and almost sold out the first day, and the office had to send us a bunch more. But we're gonna have a ton of those there.
New
Man,
colors.
just
New hat
yeah,
colors this year.
yeah, and we just launched a bunch of new hats. So look on our website for all the new hats, guys. Um, and of course, the pickle juice U-Triple-SA is nothing but great things. I've been hearing about that bat out in the market last week. So we still have those, but yeah, we plan this year too probably to be at U-Trip World. So I'll talk to you a little more about that offline.
Okay.
We will do a production for U-Triple-SA Worlds going forward. Um, and press on the U-Triple-SA side and be more visible. So with
Well, definitely.
our brand, so
Chief, go ahead. Go ahead.
that's but yeah, I mean, it's so funny. We always talk about Vegas for months leading up, but it's a big operation, right? For a month.
Yes. Well, then
So,
talking to people, that's one thing I think, and I told you this. I think next year is going to be better than last year because we got our feet set in, and a lot of people are gonna want to talk to us, and they did last year too, as all the pictures you guys saw from there. But
yeah,
we'll be running Facebook Live every night like we did, especially in those managers meetings, and then
yeah,
just basically talk to a lot of people. And then we'll have a lot of merch there, batting gloves, so definitely ASA senior bats for sure, and all the new
yeah,
tech that's going to be there. And then your ASA and your U-Trip bats, because we did, a lot of people ask, especially hats. A lot of
yeah.
people come by and just pick hats up, and we do have some of the
Oh,
best
no.
hats out there too. So, I think that's just me.
Yeah, our demo day that we did the day before, and we'll probably follow suit the day before we started. Um, Leslie almost sold all our hats at the demo day that were for the month, and I'm like, "There's no way!" And she's like, "Yeah, I sold all the hats. Me and Tammy, right? Her and
Yeah,
Tammy, yeah."
yeah.
So
When we were
and they're like,
we were
"We
down there,
sold all the hats." I'm like, "All of them?" They're like, "We sold like at least half of them first night." And I'm like, "Oh crap." So yeah, we'll come with a lot more lids this year, and just Todd will have some of our short porch hats this weekend in Panama City also.
sweet. Grip spin, guys. What Jeff came up with, I actually when he called me about 1 o'clock in the morning one night, And and he said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And I go, "You got it." I said, "How come I didn't think about that?" But Jeff is putting grip spin on knobs now. So,
Yeah,
and we kind of talked about
on the
that
knob.
today on the knob. And because I actually spray my knob and I put tape on it.
Mhm.
Like on all my knobs, you'll see black tape on it, and I spray them because I
Yeah.
actually do torque it. I torque it in my hand a little bit, and I see a lot of people will spray that knob down. So what Jeff has done to our bats going forward is dip that knob and some
Yeah.
grip spin. And then we have great knobs. I think we have some of the best knobs out there, comfortable to a lot of people. And I think with that extra little, and here, okay, a lot of guys are asking me this too, and I already know, but I want to say it doesn't add a lot of weight. Like a lot of people going, "Oh, you're changing the weight distribution." No, not with the little mount that you're going to put on a knob. You know what I mean?
No, it didn't
Yeah,
change the weight. Yeah.
yeah,
Believe it or not, that that's something we had to look at, but it didn't. Because every gram matters. Every
yeah,
little bit matters.
yeah,
But the grip spin on the barrel adds a distributed 0.4 is what it is.
yeah.
But it's distributed. It's not in one area. It's not loaded up here. But we have to account for that. And I always tell the story about when we first started selling bats, and we had we had the craziest thing. So we made the bats perfect to weight, and then we added the grip. Well, senior guys were literally sending the bats back saying we weighed them and they were overweight, and we're like, the grip weighs half an ounce, but evidently other companies were weighing them with the grip on. So we actually had to lighten our bats because people thought, for some reason,
They
I
were
think
wrong.
it's ludicrous to this day that you weigh a bat with a grip. But the players were just sending bats back saying they were overweight. They were weighted wrong.
But
And we're like, they're not weighted wrong. That's the grip. They're
that's
pre-grip weight.
that's when you get the traditional way of doing shit. We don't do it the traditional way.
Yeah, we don't do it.
We don't do it that way. So that's when you
Yeah.
talk about balanced. Well, the
Yeah.
traditional way to do balance is X, Y, and Z. Well, we don't do it like that. We do the short porch balance way. It turns out better. You get better barrel response. I've always thought that for years.
Yeah.
Right.
So exactly. So why don't we do the balance bats that way? Because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. That's why we don't do it that way.
So
And
we don't do the traditional.
And Dave, in all your years, if you have that bat weight distribution, how thin you have to make the barrel. You have to have an OG type barrel for it to be any good. But if you have an OG barrel, you can do it. You can do it. Then you can pick up bat speed. But these bats don't have barrels that good.
Listen,
out
guys,
there in the market.
I'm gonna expose myself here. And
Yeah.
I never talked to anybody about this, but whenever I would get bats and I would pull the wrapper, I would put the hand weight off of it, the grips. I would do a weight distribution on the bat. I can tell you if that bat was going to be in the top 5 or the top 10 just by the way the weight distribution was in the hands.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not going to name any bat companies, but there were bat companies out there where I would just say, right, this bat's going to suck. Because I can tell already that's got too much hand weight. They were in the 11.5s, and they had a hard barrel. So I already knew that was not even going to make my top 10. Even on my balance side in the top 5, I knew it wasn't going to be there. So that's when Jeff started doing his balance bats, I'm going, oh, okay, this is going to be good. But that's the traditional way that they've been doing it for 15 years. And what I tried to tell, I'm not to a point, I didn't do it because I didn't want to change everybody's thinking where they would build better product, but I want to keep that to myself. And then when you started doing it, I was like, wow, this is actually a balanced bat that puts stress on the barrel. You're not going into the 11.5 to 12. I did a bat in Todd's tent last year in Vegas where I did weight distribution numbers. Because I carry my scale. I had my scale this year plus a compression tester. This year, you guys can come by and talk to me about this, and I can talk to them blue in the face. I weighed a guy's bat that had a 14-ounce hand weight on a 28-ounce bat. And I go, this is a balanced bat. He goes, no, it's not. I said, it's 28-ounce balanced bat. He goes, no, it's not. And I'm going, bud, I said, our 28-ounce wig popper weighs the same as this. with a better barrel, balanced bat. And he and then finally says, okay, I want the wig popper then. And then he comes back
Yeah,
the
he
next day,
bought.
he thumbs up. He comes out the next day, goes, okay, all right. I got right into that bat. But that people we don't do things a traditional way. We do things different when it comes to that. Let me talk about we're doing the knobs going forward. Let me talk about the OG blackout because they're getting them this week. The big question that I get, I talked to Cage about this because he was with me when I was answering questions, was break-in period for a lot of guys out there on what type of break-in period do you need, or do you need any? Who is this bat made for? What we've been getting, you got a Sean Thompson out there getting 500 swings on his,
Yeah.
with a higher bat speed. The guys with that, I say, and I know we talked about this today a little bit, you can take it out of the wrapper on you guys with that over 70-mile-an-hour bat speed. You can take it out of the wrapper and just game it and go with it.
Absolutely. That's what we do.
Because you're going to get great, tremendous performance
Yeah.
on it. But you guys with that lower, because I know there's some 70-year-old guys out there going to get it. You're going to get that 50, 60, a lot of ladies out there. You might want to hit it, maybe 100 times, 75 times, and then turn it in your hands. What kind of balls do you recommend hitting it? If you guys are going to go hit it right out of the 44 375s right there, because if you're going to grab it, hit it right out of the wrapper, you're going to hit 44 375s. We tear our bats up. I will say that we do hit our bats a lot, and
well, you're doing R&D on them, so
we do R&D on them, so we hit everything. So we're getting, because we have to, for one, to test the durability, but we're getting great performance on it. A lot of you guys out there, the ladies out there, just swinging a little bit. I would recommend having it, get like I used to in the past, to give it to a guy, have him swing it. You ladies just keep hitting it. You got Zena, who yesterday she got a 26-ounce blackout. The guys hit it and broke it in for her. The guys hit it, broke it in for her, and that went right straight to her, so she can swing it. That's what we do here. But the guys that were swinging it were, they weren't the Clems and they weren't the Treys. They were the Billy Husta, the 70-year-old guys. They were hitting it. And then you got to watch what you're doing. But I had the lower bat speed guy swinging and give it to the girls, but don't have the big guys swinging and give it to the ladies, or just keep hitting it. It's going to get there. It's going to get there for you. Less than 100 swings on the ladies. The guy 70, 75, 50 to 75 swings. Put on it, and then put it in your bag, and then, grab something that has that same weight distribution and hit that in BP. That's what I would do basically with it. And that's what I do with mine.
Yeah. People always want to corner bats into, one sort of thing. And it all comes down to the person, and how hard you swing, and how much leverage you have, how tall you are. And we can't say unless you talk to us and you give us that information, right? We can't try to help you.
Basically what it is, Jeff, is use your better judgment.
Yeah.
Use your better judgment. If you're already thinking about something, then don't do it.
Yeah, that's right.
If you're already thinking about, should I be hitting this bat, then don't swing the bat. If you have to think about, should I hit this, then don't swing it. Because you already made the mind. You're trying to convince yourself you want to hit that hot ass bat. Right? Oh, I just want to hit it, see how far. And I know how guys are out there, and ladies too. I just want to hit it BP and see how far I can hit this ball. Get some good video, and then
not this thing right here, the blackout. Let me tell you, man, it's incredible. So with a bat like that, for any average or above average player, go out there, take 10, 20 swings with it if you need to get used to it, and put it in your bag, and man, you'll never regret it, because it's gonna perform, absolutely perform for you. And yeah, you're right. You're 65, 70, 75 years old. If you're not Murray Williams, if you're a normal guy, you could easily probably take 100 cuts with the 375s and then bag it. I'll tell you, so many people bought 2 of them, because they were going to rotate them and hit them a little bit. They knew how good the bat was from talking to us, that a lot of guys bought 2 of them. So they'll have 2 in their bag and rotate them. And when you rotate bats, that really helps, too. So
Well, yeah,
I was really surprised that 50% of our sales, the guys bought 2 bats,
that's yeah, because they know. I mean,
Yeah, they
because
do.
they saw them too. They see us hitting
Yeah.
them too. So
Yeah.
that's definitely what I like about what we do too, is informational videos about what better fits your swing. And here's the deal: like, this bat's going to be here for a while, right? This bat's going to be here for a long time. We're not, and that's what I was trying to get to earlier. Actually, when you came in, was when Leslie came in, was what we're doing is we're slowing down on the more bats coming out, because we found one of the top tier bats out there that we discovered, and then everything after that's gonna come off that. Like, I don't want to talk too much about it, but there are other things that's going to happen because of this bat right here.
Oh yeah,
So
absolutely.
so we're going to build off of this bat, because it is, in our opinion, the best bat we've ever made.
Yeah, it is by far the best bat we've ever made. And we got a lot of good stuff, and nothing against the SpinTech stuff. That is good for a lot of hitters, right? A lot of guys who want to cut it or get 1,000+ swings out of a bat like they do with the SpinTech, or the DDT. A lot of guys have hit us up. The OG DDT, Dave Velasquez. I got 1,100 or I got 2,000 swings. I'm like, man, you messing with me. You don't have 2,000 swings. But we've had several people say that. So I don't know. I mean, and how good is it that the durability and the performance is there for a lot of players? And this is what we're hearing every day now. Now, when you talk about bats being non-durable, that's always January. It's going to always continue January, February.
I said that in the past, where a lot of the bat companies were so afraid to put stuff out during that time, where they would just hang on to stuff because they knew that people were going to go out.
They still are.
And people are going to go out and crack them. But look what was happening now,
Yeah.
And we've even talked about because of the OG, that we were going to launch it. Timing would be everything when we're going to launch it, because we wanted everybody to, going into Worlds, actually take that bat to Worlds, because I think it's a game changer, and it'll benefit their team or benefit them when they're going to these big tournaments like the TPSSA tournament this weekend, and actually performing there, because it's a weapon, is what it is. It is
an absolute weapon in your hand, and I'm not. I mean, if people come to the games, that says it all. Come out to the games, and now you can go to a lot of games and see people using them. But the people who seen the short porch people using the blackouts, it was different. It was just clearly different, and the bat was helping make them a better player.
The sound, because it makes a sound like you've never heard before.
Oh, it's loud inside. And here you hit it. You've seen it in here. It's loud inside. We got a tin roof, a whole tin building. It's real loud. So, but yeah, man. I will say, man, I always want to mention all the players that I've seen out there, and try to mention a few different people. Short porch people. Sean Angel. I think his last name's Angel. He's one of Alan's guys from the Gulf Coast.
Mm-hmm.
He played with me on the Tribe and hit like 830. He hit the red wig popper. Still had one from years ago, and hit 830 with that bat, Dave, and was picking it glove like nobody's business. I wanted to mention him. Chris Bell Jr., short porch guy, broke his arm, one of Cage's guys. Played with him in a 2-pitch before he broke his arm. I think before he got tired, he hit like 11 home runs in a row. It was insane. And to watch him and play good D. Just a lot of good short porch players out there. I seen Di walked up. David Ireland hit a bomb, and I'm like, I talked to Di, and I'm like, see you later. I mean, he took the Brewtown and hit it 420 feet, and I'm like, okay, I'm gone. It's starting to drizzle. I wish I got to see more players play, and that short porch people. I know you do, but we don't. But guys, send us videos, talk to us about it, send us texts. I get to see my team, Joe Carter and them guys all the time, but I want to hear about more people with the short porch.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a plus when you got the guys out there that
Yeah,
are putting in the work, even off a tee.
yeah.
Really don't care, even if it's off a tee. Uh, uh, Cheeseburger. We got any cheeseburgers?
I think we just have a few cheeseburgers left. Maybe nobody even knows we had them because we were out for a while, and I found some in here, and then we sold a few. Man, I love that bat. Now I'll tell you right now, at 300 swings, how good did that bat get? It got, man, it was explosive at around 300 swings, wasn't it?
Tell you what, that bat is. I did not know at the beginning. I knew it was hot, but yesterday, I think that bat hits 3 gears.
Man,
I think we
great.
got over 600 on it yesterday, and Mikey Garibay took it with him. My 70-year-old guy, and the video I put out today, him hitting it, and he's a balanced guy, and he's a short porch hitter, and he said that they were saying, Mikey, Clem was giving a hard time. You might have to go to an end load, and Mikey goes, I am, and he took the bat with him. Like that was
Yeah.
that was our bat we were hitting, but we got over 500 on it. So he took it. He's gonna actually keep it in his bag and hit with it. So definitely, he
Well,
got great distance on it.
I'll drop a little hint, and I know you probably got it on your list, and I keep damn getting ahead of you, Dave. I'll drop a little hint about the cheeseburger. If you love the end loaded spin tech, the blackout spin techs, the cheeseburger guys, I'll tell you right now, Roberto Manayo has a signature bat coming out, and it is spin tech, and it is all gas and no brakes, and I'm super excited about that one. And I'll let you tell the rest. Whatever you want to say about that bat, you're welcome to. I know you know all the information on it, and why we're super excited. But that's going to be a fun bat, right?
That is one of those bats where the technology from the blackout is
Hmm.
being transferred over
To the
into
spin tech.
the
Yeah,
spin tech. And
yeah,
definitely, he's going to be excited swinging that bat, and everybody, all the Roberto Manaya followers out there, he's going to love that bat. That is that new stuff that we're working with,
yeah,
when it comes to, because we have, we talked about this. We're going down a pathway that we just got into with the drop of the OG blackout. We're going down a pathway that's going to broaden a lot of other things out there. That's why you're not going to see so many bat drops that we've had in the last 6 months. Is we're going to stay with this. It's going to be changed a little bit, tweaked a little bit, tuned a little bit, where we're adding spin tech to some things. We're working on that spin tech on the DDTs too, where
yeah.
we're gonna have those.
Yeah, and it's just taking a step forward,
Yeah.
and I would hope everybody wants to take a step forward, though, Dave. Every company,
Oh,
and
definitely.
we've taken a step forward. We have been testing models like crazy this year, and testing them at the labs and on the fields and on hit tracks and things, and it's we've come a long way in 12 months even. And we really like the bats from the OG forward. Um, Man, we really like them. And I think what was understated, and we didn't really want to talk about how much of the OG tech was in the senior softball bat review bat, because we were kind of hiding the fact that the OG was coming out. So I know Cage talked a little bit about hitting the senior softball bat review, and like, Jesus, Dad. He said that bat is insane. How did that bat y'all had a week where y'all talked about it, and then with everything going on with the OG, y'all didn't really talk about how good a bat this SSBR bat was for as long as y'all should. And it's really good. Todd Cox called me and said it was one of the best bats he's ever hit. You know,
It's a lot.
yeah,
One thing I would say, if you swing a 26, go to 27 on that
yeah.
bat, because the 27 is loaded amazing. We've got both of them. My wife Tammy loves the 26. I love the 27. Trey, and I'm just going to say this tonight, is Trey. If he didn't have his bat, he would be swinging the Senior Softball Bat Reviews bat, because he loves that bat on the way it swings. I love the bat. I do think that we you know, maybe not on purpose, but I think the OG took a lot
Gobbled
of
it up. Yeah,
gobbled it up.
yeah,
And,
gobbled it up. And it's the 27 SSBR that we hear. We're hearing time and time again. Is what I'm hearing on my end. It's the 27. Yeah,
because that weight distribution is 9 on the hands. 9 on the hand is in it's got a 17 out, 17-1.
it's really good on the 27. Yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah,
really,
definitely.
yeah, really good.
And then those guys are going to move up to a 28. I don't even know if we have any 28s left. Clint,
I'm not sure. I'd have to look. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
not sure.
No, I don't think we do, because I was up there last week and they
Oh, really?
didn't have any.
Yeah,
But that's
the
Clinton's gamer.
27 it's really, really good. And then the whiteout was too, and of course we went right through the whiteouts. You know,
They're so fast.
Yeah, they sold fast. And the blackout spin techs, they're non-existent, but the new spin techs coming, guys. Bear with us. We had tech change for the better, and that's what all the new bats are about. You know. So.
Definitely. Softballs. Would you talk about softballs? I don't think we did.
We blew through most of our shipment. I know you were here when half the shipment came, right? And we're absolutely blowing through the shipment. I will say this. We sold 2 of the 3 pallets of U-Trip. We still have a U-Trip pallet left on the U-Trip balls. We still have a pallet of 375s left of the 3 pallets of those, maybe 4. There were. We do have all the balls in stock, but it is getting really, really tight. And I know the Demons are almost sold out. We're down to our last few dozen of the 525s for those guys who actually can hit 525s in the tournaments. We have that in Atlanta a lot, and Arizona, they hit the 525s. And believe it or not, they played a tournament in Arizona. I think Cage would have to be here for sure. I think it was Arizona. It was 40 degrees. The seniors hit 44 525s in the winter. And
I hope they don't call the back company and talk.
Yeah, we did have a guy.
Did you?
And we had a girl there on the ground. We had a girl on the ground selling bats and the balls there, though. A girl from here. We had a girl on the ground. Mach 3 Sports. Brianna Munoz was on the ground, and they were hitting the balls and the bats in the cold. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, those are the guys. The first guys will call you and say, "I cracked my bat in 20 swings."
Yeah,
that's that guy that will do that.
You know,
what was the weather?
We get 70. They always say it was 70 days in January in New York, Colorado. We get the calls every day in January and February, guys. We get those crazy calls in January and February. I have not heard of a person calling in here this summer about a broken bat. Not even one. But January, we will get that call every day. Every day. It's always 70.
That's what we deal with, dude. That's and it's laughable. It's laughable at this time, but
it's laughable. We don't hear it now.
Is we know a lot of stuff. We know about what the degrees was of that tournament because we asked questions. You know.
Oh, man.
It's laughable shit.
One guy, so there's a group from Ohio, and I'm real tight with them, and man, they'll know who I'm talking about. They're watching. They're friends of mine. They buy a ton of short porch bats. So one guy calls from Ohio, and he's like, you know, my bat broke, and he didn't lie and say it was 20 swings like most guys. He said it's like 250 swings, right? It cracked. He's like, man, we're hitting inside. And I'm like, 250 swings? And these guys are pretty big guys. They're like 55 plus, but they're big. They're big. Like some of them are 6'3", 6'4". And I'm like, man, yeah, I get it. 250 swings. You're a big guy, whatever, you know? And I'm like, man, maybe that sounds about right. I'm not sure. And his buddy calls me and he said, hey, man, don't listen to so-and-so. It was inside, but we don't have heat. It was like 48 degrees. You know? He's like, man, we're hitting spinners 48 degrees. He said the spinners hitting them with the damn bat sounded like a shotgun coming off.
The funniest
And,
shit. The funniest shit. The funniest shit. Go ahead.
Yeah. But it was funny. They called each other out. He was like, yeah, 250 swings, man. We're hitting spinner balls, and we were indoors. Yeah, but
so his buddy threw him under. His buddy threw him under the bus,
man. He knew he called. You know, he called me.
And for the record, me and Clem know how he feels when you have a buddy throw you underneath the bus. That's all I'm going to say. That's all
man,
don't say anything.
Let me tell you. Cage had stories, Dave. Cage come in. He flew into Dave from Dave in San Antonio. He had stories, man. I'm telling you. He's got Dave's story. You would have thought he was there for a month. He had so many Dave stories from such a short period of time. So I know Dave and Cage was like this for the amount of time they were there.
He's not allowed to talk about half them stories either. Because he knows a lot more than anybody else around me.
I'll tell you.
But if you guys have that friend that threw you under the bus, that me and Clem know how you feel. We feel your pain, brother. Within the last week, we feel your pain.
Cage did tell that story. It was hilarious. And I guess this was it come in line with a story about me getting mad at somebody over somebody just being a little not thinking, when they said something. Not thinking when they said something. Not intentional. Not intentional. Yeah.
Misinformed, I think, has a lot to do with it. Misinformed, and then you go off at night. Was it 11 o'clock
on a temper tantrum? Yeah, I go off on.
I'm sitting there going, I got the phone and I'm going like this whenever you're calling me. I'm like, I understand, Jeff. I understand. I'll work on it. I will work on it. Just give me a little bit. Just let me work on it.
Yeah.
But the thing I was going to say, go ahead.
I can be well tight sometimes.
Oh yeah, a little bit, a little bit. Anger management. We need to get you in. So, what I want to talk about too is it's laughable because I was in Savannah, Georgia about a week and a half ago, and Cage brings this bat up to me that is a U-Trip bat. The bat is broken half, and it looks like the guy sent it out right. The guy sent it back. This is what we deal with, guys. The guy sent it back right before warranty, and it looks like he cracked the bat on purpose because it didn't have that many striation lines in it. And I know it was a U-Trip bat, but still, he goes, Cage handed it to me when I was there, and he goes, what do you think about this? I looked at it, and I said, the guy beat it up against a rock, cracked it in half, and bent it like this, break it in half, and sent it back to Cage and says, I want my 1-year warranty. And he had like 2 weeks till his warranty was off.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So these guys are doing this. They're breaking the bat. They send it in and get a return bat for it. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me, because this bat is purposely broke. So you do that. Not everybody's like that, but you kind of get some guys out there that'll do that stuff, and and then hey, and then what happens is these guys are out there going, why are you going up $10 on the price of your bats? We don't understand. Well, that's the reason why. When you have guys out there that are doing this shit, you have to go up on your prices. When everybody's doing this stuff, I've seen bats. A guy sent me a picture of a bat. I cracked this at Shark Tooth, and I said, send me a picture of it, and I'll take care of it. Not a problem. He goes, I got 20 swings on it. Send me a picture of it. I looked at the picture, and what they do is they'll zoom it in where you just see the shark tooth. And I said, could you send me a picture of the whole bat? He sent me a picture of the whole bat. It had striations all in the barrel. Well over 400 swings.
Yeah, we know.
The barrel. And I'm like, sorry, bud, I can't do nothing for that one, bud. You got a lot of swings on that bat. And then he tried. I mean, he tried to do that, but we know about bats, dude. We know what's going on. We see the craziest stuff. Oh, you got to ask Cage about. We get very little
U-Trip returns, warranty returns, because they don't break. But usually if it is, it's something crazy. But one guy, he sends a picture. He wants a warranty return. He's got a scratch on a Moondoggie bat right here. It looks like maybe like he hit it against a cleat or something. It's real small. It's a quarter-inch scratch,
I saw
right?
it.
You've seen that, right?
Yeah.
But he wants a warranty return because it's broke. The bat looks brand new.
Yeah. It
I'm
almost
telling
looks
you,
like a
bro.
pebble, like he threw it
Yeah,
on the
like it
ground
was
and a
so
pebble.
little. Yeah, it was
Yeah, a
so
little
little.
pebble hit it.
Yeah,
I
you
saw
could
that.
barely see it, right? You seen the picture. So guy
Yeah.
sends it back. It's still same compression it was, brand new. Cage wanted it back because he had 20 buddies looking for that bat, so he could just sell it to one of them.
Yeah.
And send the guy who sent the back in a bat that we had in stock.
That's not everybody. There's just some people
But
out there that try to
it
get
was
away with stuff
wild.
like that.
It was wild. It was a quarter-inch scratch. But
Dude, it looked like almost like it was a pebble, he threw it
yeah,
on top of something hard and a pebble put a little nick in it.
yeah.
Yeah, I
And
saw that.
the bat was brand new. My man wanted a warranty return.
What we have pickle juices left, right?
Oh yeah, we got down like a lot of our bats on larger runs. We got down to like 80, and then it kind of it kind of settled there, and we're just selling a few here, a few there every day. Now like normal. Because some will go on a run and just sell on out. But it got down to about that, and that's where we're at, and we're just selling a few every day, and everybody loves them.
Yeah.
Talking real highly of them, and we're super excited about the pickle juice always, and we got a lot of cool new U-Trip stuff coming. So we're excited about the U-Trip summer that we're gonna have, and we got a summer series. I won't really get into that yet. That's kind of, I don't know if Miss Leslie wants me to talk about her summer series, which she's doing with the she's got a whole line of bats that's going to come out in U-Trip Senior, ASA, even baseball. It's a line of bats with some artwork. I don't know if she'll let me talk about it, so I won't say nothing. So, let's not make Miss Leslie mad while she ain't
No,
here right there.
because
Yeah.
I'll kind of mark that one off then because it was on here, but I'll
Okay.
kind of
Yeah.
mark that one off because
I will say this, and Dave's going to get mad at me. I will say this, and we do have a surprise bat that will launch in a couple weeks that a lot of short porch people are going to go ballistic over. The people that are close to us, especially.
yeah.
So they will all want this bat. Wouldn't you agree? You know what it is. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree 100%, and it'll be something very unexpected.
Yes.
It'll be a surprise, very unexpected. But if you're really close to short porch,
You'll probably get one.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
our people will buy one.
Yeah, get one of those.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this bat will have the new tech.
Yes.
This bat will have
It
the
has
new
the
tech.
OG tech. Yeah.
Yes, it will have the OG tech on it. Weight distribution on it. 3/4 and a half ounce, our typical half ounce.
Yes.
End load on it. The short porch was a little bit heavier than anybody else traditional bats that are out there.
Spin tech knob.
Spin tech knob on it. It is actually will be here in about 3 weeks, I think. Something like that. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
But stay tuned for that one, guys. That one's going to be big than any drop I think that we've ever had. And it's going to be pretty big.
And because of our followers and what it'll mean to them, it'll be gone. Like it'll be 48 hours probably. So and not to say we won't make it again. We may turn around and make another run, but that one will be gone because it's going to be a badass bat. But even if it wasn't, it would be gone because of the people close to us will buy this bat.
Oh, definitely, definitely, and hopefully we'll talk about later on what we wanted this bat, maybe a yearly kind of thing, with other yearly kind of bats that we do. I think that's
it probably will.
Right. Because I know Leslie would want to get into that, doing that yearly thing. on bats too, that we have certain bats that come out every year, kind of like the anniversary wig popper every year.
Yeah.
We can have something like that going on every year too.
Yeah,
that
I
benefits.
would be shocked if this isn't a yearly bat. I would be shocked if myself, you, and Leslie didn't make this a yearly bat coming out.
Yeah.
So you know, that'll be good. And you know, this is something me and you've been waiting on all year. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And finally, because of the and what I like about what you do and you and Leslie do is there is a method to the madness on releasing bats. You know, we're just not throwing shit out there.
No,
We
absolutely
actually
not.
took a lot of time to go through this, and it wasn't right, and we wanted to get it right. And luckily, we held on to it for a while because it got that OG tech, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Because luckily we held on to it. So I think that's the benefit of hanging on to this bat and releasing it at this time of year where it's you know, it's not around anybody else's release. So that's how special.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
that
We
bat
wanted
was.
this to have some space, and with the OGs and the hype, and it's going to come out with the Roberto Manaya signature, and they will be very different bats. They will be for different people.
Yeah.
And different markets, completely different markets. So they won't cross over at all. I don't think they will. And we're excited about both of them bats. And Roberto, he is one of the coolest human beings I've ever met, and I can't wait to spend a little bit of time with him because we're so big now, man. I feel so bad I don't get around and get to see everybody. You know, I only get, you know, I don't even know me and you are getting together once a month. It's more like once every 60 days, right?
Well, in the last week or two, we haven't talked a lot. I mean, last time I talked to you before this morning, was it? Yeah, the last time I talked to you.
No, I mean like in person. Yeah, I mean in person.
Dude.
We're not. Yeah, we're not seeing each other that much. Yeah.
No, not because there's so much shit that's going on. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you know what I'd like to do, Jeff, is we can get out to more tournaments. You know.
Yeah.
And even with Todd when he's got his booths up, you know,
yeah,
all around. Just not make it Vegas every year. You know.
And that's why I was going to say I was going to be talking to you about U-Trip. We're going to get out there and do the same kind of thing with U-Trip. And then we'll look at other events to go to and tell our story and tell more people about shortboard. Because the great thing about Vegas is the people we talk to, and we sell a ton of stuff. I'm not gonna downplay and say we don't, because we do, and that would be wrong to say not mention that. But the whole benefit is all the players me and you get, you, me, Todd, Sarah, Christian, we all get to talk to and meet, right, every year. And
it's the people.
That's what the people that we speak to, that's why we do it. That's why we do it. You know, I would go do that if we didn't sell a damn thing, you know. That's the value there for us. We're selling stuff there, but we're there to speak to all the players and tell them about shortboards, you know. So.
Oh, definitely.
But
a lot of guys do.
You know, I appreciate everything, and like I said, I know I'm gonna, you know, I'll get with you tomorrow on the U-Trip stuff, and we'll talk about me coming back out to San Antonio also.
Okay, let's do that.
And I'll let you get on to all your stuff. I know we jumped on early and you had some other stuff to check off, and you might need that few minutes.
And thanks for coming on, Jeff.
All right. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See you. There you go, guys. This platform is freaking amazing. I can see everybody talking, even the assholes that kind of talk in there, that kind of get up there and say shit, but I don't sweat them. If they weren't saying anything bad, then we wouldn't have shit here. I always like the negative comments. Or I don't debate. I don't even talk about it. I don't even talk about them anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. So they are what they are. And I get in trouble. I get suspended for doing that shit anyway. But the one thing I will say is I think we're going to try to hit either Thursday or Friday. I know Clem and Trey will probably hit this week. They've got that that pickle juice that they're gonna hit with. And then if not, we're going to hit it again next week when we're doing Facebook Live. And I'm going to try to do Facebook. This is a tablet that I'm using. So all my Facebook Live, all my live videos will go to those 5, maybe 6 platforms. I'm going to try to get that other one engaged. I think we've got Rumble and Spotify that we're going to go off of. I know one of them, is audio. It's not really video, but I'm still going to try to put all that stuff on there. That way we get the word out, and then do a lot of friend requests and get people engaged. But I'm going to try to run it off a tablet next week. And I think that would benefit a lot of people that want to watch or hear. Going to try to get some night BPN too. That's another thing. I like hitting at night. I think the viewership is up because when we're doing 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning when we're doing it on our BP here. A lot of you guys are sleeping or not even got up, are starting your day. But we still have a lot of people. We're getting 8,000 people within a couple of days that are watching that. We're pulling in just on Facebook alone. We're putting in 10,000 24 hours on this stuff right here. So that's the people that are engaging it, want to know about the movement and talking about the new stuff that we're coming out, guys. What I like about this is the new stuff's coming out, and the old stuff is like it hasn't been forgotten, but we're not using it anymore, basically, because we have, like I told you this, guys. I told you this beginning of the year. I said what happens with us, because we do a lot of drops, and a lot of people are talking about y'all drop a bat every week. No, we're trying to find out better ways of building product, and the only way to do that is trial and error, basically. So the best way we can put product in you guys' hands is to do that, and we'll run something, we'll get knowledge off of it, and then turn around and run something else, or maybe a pre-existing bat and making it better. That's what we do. And you guys got any questions, you can message me. Jeff doesn't pick up his phone. He doesn't. The other day he told me he had, on his Facebook Messenger, he had over 1,000 when talking to him, when it's asking questions. I would rather Jeff build bats. I would rather Jeff work on different things. We'd rather have Leslie do her thing. We got a crew of people, Christian, we have Cage and Erica, which is amazing. Johnny on the spot when she's doing things for everybody out there. But definitely reach out to our, Bob Downs. Reach out to those guys, our reps out there, our signature players. Ask the signature players, because they know everything about what we do and what we're pushing for. I'll see you guys again next week. Thanks for watching.